I'm going to instruct you about how to use and operate this boat today. Right here you have an anchor. Anytime you use your anchor, you want to turn into the wind, set your anchor down, and then tie it off to the cleat on the front of the boat. To tie off your anchor properly, this is what you will do. You're going to come around this cleat like so, and then you want to make a half hitch and go underneath the rope like this and let it fight on. And then if you do that twice, it will lock in. Your trash can is bolted to the floor of this boat. It is not designed to hold the weight of the boat under anchor. You need to tie it off to the cleat. And the idea of this is when you're done at anchor, put everything back in this trash can so it's put away nice and neat, and you don't have anything falling under the front of your boat while you're driving, causing an accident or ropes getting tangled in the propeller of your motor. Bow riding on the boat is not permitted at Poseidon Watersports or in anywhere on any boat. It is the #1 accident you can have, and it can result in serious injury or even death. The last thing you want is someone riding on the front of this boat that falls over the front and accidentally gets run over by a moving propeller. Lift up on them like this. You have all your life jackets underneath these seats, and there's more than enough for everybody on board this boat. Right here, you have your Coast Guard approved throwable. If anyone is drifting away from the boat that is swimming, please use it as necessary. You can store things in this compartment right here. You have a door here. You have a swim ladder in the rear of this boat. If anyone is swimming today, turn the engine off before anyone is out there swimming around a moving propeller. It can result in serious injury or even death. Right here, you have your fire extinguisher. All your doors on this boat lift up and down and lock into place. Everything you need to legally be on this boat is placed in this box. We have a marine radio in this box and a first aid kit. To turn this radio on, hold down the red button where my finger is pointed at. Channel 16 is the Coast Guard. Talk clear and slow. This is for life and death only. If you have a headache, we've provided aspirin. You also have everything else that you legally need to be on this boat, such as flares, registration, all the paperwork. If you get pulled over, please provide this box to whoever is pulling you over, and they will know what to do with it. We've also put a knife in this box to help you if you ever had an accident and accidentally ran something over. A crab pot buoy, a balloon that some kid let go of last night that landed in the bay. Anything that gets tangled in your prop can disable the operation of this boat. Moving into operation. The button right here on the side of your throttle shift is called your trim and tilt. If you press up on this button, your motor will raise out of the water. If you press down on it, your motor will go down. This is what I mean when I say it comes out of the water. Your motor is water cooled. It needs to be in the water while it's running. If you accidentally are pressing on the trim and tilt button, this could be the result in a running motor that is not in the water. If you accidentally run something over, that is how you will get your motor up to get anything out of your prop. Engage your motor back down, hold down this button, and your motor will go back in the water safely. Right here, you have a kill switch on this boat. If it gets removed, the boat will turn off and it will not operate. If you try to start the boat without this kill switch engaged, the boat will beep at you. You need to put this key switch back in here. As long as that key switch is in place, you will not hear that beep noise and everything will operate as it should. The idea is you're supposed to be wearing this while you're driving this boat. If you were to fall off, it would unplug and turn your boat off so it doesn't drive away without you. If this is in place and you hear that beep noise at any other point during your rental, you have a problem. Most likely you're overheating. Turn your boat off, trim your motor out of the water, and get whatever's out of your prop. This right here is your neutral position on your throttle. Your boat will not start if it's not here in neutral. Let's say you put it here and you turn your key. Nothing happens. As long as your throttle is in neutral, the kill switch is in place, and the motor is in the water, you just turn the key. If you look behind you, your motor is now running. This is called your telltale. If you don't see water coming out of your engine, you have a problem. Most likely you are overheating, and you need to turn your motor off, trim your motor up, and get whatever's out of your prop from stopping it from cooling. From this position, neutral, if you shift here, you are now in forward. Anything beyond that is acceleration. And then you have back to neutral, you have reverse, and then you have reverse acceleration. If you're in forward or reverse and you want to shift to either gear, let the RPMs come down on your tack before shifting it into another gear. On your boat, you have your fuel gauge, it's full, your volts are looking good, and your tack. This button right here is a horn. You have your stereo, which is your music. When it turns on, you can go to source and go to Bluetooth, and Boss Audio is Bluetooth, so you can listen to your Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift. This GPS switch is for navigation and fish finding. Once you turn on your switch, hold the button down until it turns on, and we'll explain this shortly. Anchor light, this is only for after sunset, before sunrise, and it's for stuff at night. You will not need this. Running lights, again, that's your red and green light on the front of your boat that you will not need unless you're doing a sunset rental. USB socket, if you want to charge your phone, flip that switch on, and your USB socket is right here to charge your phone. I'm going to begin by explaining the navigation system equipped on your boat. It works as follows. The top left number on your screen indicates the depth of the water beneath your boat. Currently, this boat is in 14.6 feet of water. You will be this triangle that you see on the screen. It will follow you wherever you go and help you navigate on your voyage. You will be leaving a red line, as is shown, wherever you go. Anytime you touch this screen and you leave two lines, known as a cursor, it will no longer follow you where you are going. Always touch this button here where it says clear cursor and clear it. Again, if you touch the screen, you always want to clear your cursor. What happens is if you're looking ahead, you often leave the two lines, or if you're zooming in or zooming out, you'll leave a cursor. So always clear it. Anytime it says restore cursor, the system is functioning properly. All the yellow lines left on this screen is where this boat has been and never incurred a problem. As long as you were staying on one of these yellow lines or in the area with a yellow line, you will be in safe operation for this vessel. What are all the numbers that I see on the screen outside of these yellow lines or inside of it, such as the 2s, 3s, 4s? That is approximate depth of the water before you reach there. For instance, it's about 3 feet of water there and about 2 feet there. The number in the bottom left corner is the volt supply of this boat. The number right here that says miles per hour is the speed the boat is traveling at the present time. The number located right here that says water temp is the temperature of the water. Currently it is 78.3 degrees. If you plan to travel in the direction of Kipta Peak State Park or the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, we added stop signs along the edge of the shallow water, along the sandbar, to help you avoid encountering shallow water and getting stuck on a sandbar. The skull and crossbones are indicating shallow water. If you look in there, I see one. That is 1 foot of water anticipated. As you travel southbound from Cape Charles Harbor, you can see the yellow lines are on the outside of the stop signs, and there's numbers such as 21 indicating it's 21 feet deep, and also there's zeros and ones indicating there is no water in that area in there. If you come around the point at Bay Ridge, 3 miles from Cape Charles Harbor, and you reach Kip to Peak Beach, you will see the concrete ships located here about a 1/16 of a mile from the shore. On the north side of the beach at Kip to Peak is a swimming area. They do not want your boat in the swimming area. On the south side of the beach, you have pretty deep water, and it's a nice place to anchor up and go swimming. The hazards you can encounter while traveling to Kip to Peak or south of the Cape Charles Harbor would be running into a commercial fishing net, running over seagrass, or encountering shallow water if you're near the beach on a sandbar. By no means are we prohibiting people from anchoring on a sandbar and going swimming. We're asking you to proceed with caution when you are in shallow water, and read the depth of your depth finder and pay attention to the tides. The water in the Chesapeake Bay is open and exposed to almost all weather conditions. There is no protection from wind. If you plan on heading north in the north direction of Cape Charles Harbor, and you're seeking calm water, inlets such as Cherrystone Inlet or Kings Creek, you need to use your navigation system. The water is navigable. There are lots of hazards in that area. You can see we've laid out the road on the yellow lines to get to those areas, Kings Creek and Cherrystone Inlet, with the navigation system. We even put stars on the main path or road to get there. What are all the skull and crossbones on this screen, and why are there so many stop signs? The skull and crossbones on this screen are indicating commercial oyster farms or metal structures known as oyster cages. If you end up on top of some guy's commercial metal oyster cage, it is significant. You do not want that to happen. If you're going to be traveling in this direction, you need to pay attention and you need to use the navigation to get there. Inside of Kings Creek is a marina called the Oyster Farm. It's a beautiful place to visit inside of this creek. However, it is navigable. Please stay on the yellow lines and proceed with caution if you attempt to go outside of the stop signs. The skull and crossbones is typically indicating there's oyster cages in the area, meaning metal wire in the water. If you're traveling further north from Kings Creek, you need to cut through the channel along the shoreline. Cherrystone Campground is shown here where I'm pointing, and there's a nice sandbar that people like to visit out front of Cherrystone Campground where we put the swimmer icons. If you turn inside and go up Cherrystone Inlet, there's a lot of protection in this inlet from the wind. There's deep water in the middle of the inlet, 14, 10, and so on. please stay on the yellow lines and navigate and pay attention as you travel. Where the skull and crossbones are outside of the stop signs is metal wire and oyster cages. It can lead to a disabled vessel. If you're not fully aware and understanding of how to use this navigation equipment, please let one of the members of our staff know and we will assist you. Most important thing that people seem to run into with troubles is they forget to hit the clear cursor button. That brings it back to you. Again, you are the triangle. Follow the yellow lines for safe boating today. If you plan on fishing today and you wish to use the sonar or down scan options, select this button on the top right. If you click on chart is your navigation option. If you select this button again, you have sonar. If you press this button again, you can go to down scan. If you press this button again, you can get side scan. If you press it again, you can go back to charts. I hope this video has been helpful, and we hope you have a great time out on the Chesapeake Bay.